Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in for this week's episode of Bridging the Gap from War to Wisdom. My name is Taniqua Matthews, and I have a very surprise guest for you this evening. I know a lot of you were not expecting, but I have with me the unrenowned, the Mr., the Master, Mr. James Smith. He is here with me this evening, and so we were talking about women's health and why it's important and getting to know how to make yourself healthy from the inside out. We have products that, of course, most of you who know me and those who may not know me, that I have become an ambassador with Rain, and it is premium feminine hygiene products. And you may have seen me advertise about them, and you just want to know a little more. So tonight is the night that you'll be able to understand and learn a little bit more about the product. So what better way than to bring the expert to the room? And I know you're looking and saying, oh, that's a man. How would he know about that? Let me tell you, he knows a lot more than you would believe. So I'll go ahead and allow him to introduce himself to you and what he does and why I invited him here to share with me on this live. Go ahead, Mr. James.
Well, thank you, Taniqua, for having me here. It's always a pleasure to see you with your busy schedule. I mean, I think I'm busy and I call you and I get embarrassed. I'd be like, oh, I'm only working 20 hours a day. What's wrong with me? Get up, get in the gear, buddy.
Oh
I've,
my
I've
goodness.
just always appreciated and admired you for your active duty military, for you being a mother, and for being a Rain brand ambassador. And so everything that I can do to assist you and help you, I'm just always a phone call away.
I appreciate that. And so I know that this has been like we've been knowing each other now for several years. And I know you've been on a live before. However, that page was unfortunately deleted. So they didn't have the opportunity to go back and see some of the things that we were able to do when we first started. This was probably about 3 years ago, the last time that we were on the live together. But for those of you who don't know, we are running a fundraiser for Women Achieving Victory Everywhere. And so the proceeds, of course, are going to go towards our youth programs that we have. But we want to tell you a little bit more. What's going on here?
I put that in the
Somebody.
chat.
Okay. Okay. I'm like, what is that? So I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could do that.
Mhm.
Oh, that's awesome. So I can put that right on the live.
There you go.
Cool. That is so awesome. I can go ahead and pop that in there so they see what it is. So if you give me a second, hold
Okay.
on, because I didn't know we could do that, Mr. James.
Yeah,
I
whatever you
sure.
type in the chat shows up in the chat.
Okay, hold on. I'm sideways now. What happened?
You
I
got your
turned.
slant on. You got your lean on.
No, I don't know what happened. I think I turned my phone this way.
There you go.
So let me turn me back there this way. Okay, there we go.
There you go.
All right. So I think because I turned the phone sideways because I was trying to put that in the chat, that's what happened. So I want to put that here. And what did I do? I'm trying to find it. There it is. Okay, there we go.
Oh,
So if I could put it in the comments, that would be really cool. If somebody could put that in, I can send it to someone to put in the comments for me. But we want to go ahead and get started and talk to you about the different products. And we have the panty liners, which are the daily use. And those are the ones that I use the most. I have my favorites with me. I bought my packages, Mr. James. You'd be so proud. So I have the ultra thin panty liners. That's the turquoise pack.
right.
These are the daily use. These are the ones that I use every day. And then my second favorite, of course, these are my second favorite. And these are the moderate, and that's the pink pack there. And then I also have another one of my favorites, which is the overnight, the overnight ones. And then the white ones, I don't have any more of those, but there's the white pack, and I believe that's the help me out, Mr.
The
James.
light panty liners
The light panty
with
liners. Okay,
with,
so
with wings.
with wings. So that's these. Let me tell you. I just want to back up really quick and just tell you about this product and why I've been using it for several years. The product one has the graphene strip, which has been patented. And so what the graphene strip does is it gives you energy, but it's also a odor reducing feminine hygiene product. So for those of you who know that during that time of the month, I know we're not we all know what this is about. That time of the month, it can get a little icky, a little sticky, and a little smelly, especially if you're active. And for those of us that are active, these pads help with the smell, the odor. It gives you the energy. It allows you to be able to do those things that you would normally do and not have to worry about keeping your legs closed really tight. It prevents you from being able to have, if you don't have extra pads, because oftentimes we may run out the house, we may forget to take our extras. We don't have any in the glove box. We don't keep any in our desk drawer, but you don't have to take those wads of toilet paper and stick down there because it has the durability where you can have a flow that can be heavy and these pads can absorb the flow. I know you've seen me post some of those videos where it shows how much 50 milliliters of fluid that it can retain in these pads. And so you don't have to, not saying don't change it, please make sure that you're changing frequently. What I'm saying is, in the event that you don't have the opportunity to because you don't have it, you don't have to go and switch out and use those wads of toilet paper because those things are not healthy for you. And we're talking about these pads because we want you to be able to have a healthy vajayjay, right? So some of the products that you may have used in the past, Always, and some of the other ones, not knocking any of them, but I will tell you that some of those things cause and enhances uterine cancer, especially in women. And so you don't want to use something that has been recycled. We talked about that too. I know that when I saw that, that was really something that just really tore me apart. But you're using recycled materials and you're putting them inside of one of your feminine hygiene, one of your feminine parts. And so those things over time, what happens is it makes it smell more, one, and plus you don't know the contents that are in these products that have come from recycled materials, and so you're putting that inside of your body, and so it has some type of chemical reaction to your body, and then it causes all of these other problems. So you're wondering why you're having problems, why your flow is not like it used to be, why you're having concentrated headaches. I will tell you that I had a phone call yesterday with a young lady, friend of mine, and she's like, look, I know your products work. I want to go ahead and order because, sometimes what happens is we have these increased headaches, we have these stomach cramps. When I use these products, I don't have the cramping, and I am a very extreme cramper. And so, as much as I possibly can, I do my best to make sure that I'm sharing this information with you so that way you know that these are affordable, it's a reasonably priced, and it helps you because these are made out of plant-based materials. These are not recycled materials. Did I miss anything, Mr. James?
Now, let me just comment on this for a second. One of the
Okay.
misnomers in this industry is that we're talking only about menstrual health and hygiene. We're talking
Mm-hmm.
about feminine health and hygiene. So feminine health starts with the top of your head and goes to the toes on your feet. If you look at the industry, feminine health and hygiene in the menstrual cycle is $63 billion a year. The pharmaceutical to fix all the challenges and the chemicalization that they've created is $7 trillion a year. But
Wow.
what I want to say is young girls are starting their cycle as early as 8, 9, and 10 years old. It's
Mm-hmm.
all the chemicals and stuff that is being included in the food, the pesticides, the herbicides. Since you are what you eat, everything you eat or put on your skin is introduced into your bloodstream. Now,
Mm-hmm.
when you're talking about recycled wood pulp, trash, if you go online and look up all of the different products and ask what are these products made of, I want you to think about cardboard, newspaper, trash. I want you to think about pine straw and that mulch around your house. We're going to put that into a batter and make it into paper mache. We're going to roll it out and then we're going to stamp out sanitary napkins. Now, a lot of the products on the market fall into two categories: recycled trash. And then there are some good products out there as far as comfortable and dry and avoiding you, the absorption is there. The Rain product was designed by Mr. and Mrs. Damon and Kiana Crump to overcome challenges that our women are dealing with. So when you look at menstrual health and hygiene, that could go from age 8 to 10 all the way up to somebody in their 50s. Menopause starts mostly around 50, some earlier, some later. But health and hygiene, it has to do with, are you hydrating enough? Our bodies are 92% water. Are you drinking enough water? Are you eating? You know, the number one cause of inflammation is dairy products. And dairy causes inflammation. Some people say Alzheimer's, some people says dementia, but it all is in your eyes, it's plaque, in your bloodstream, it's cholesterol, triglycerides. It all comes from dairy, which creates inflammation. Inflammation is the number one cause of pain. When Tanika was talking about the graphene infused strips, they remove over 99.9% of bacteria out of your body. So we know what sickle cell is. When Africans were exposed to malaria back in the day, a couple thousand years ago, they have the malaria gene, and the cell sickled around it and moved it out of the body. Graphene actually, when it encounters bacteria of any form, it's like a knife. It comes in, it splices it, and it flushes it out of the body. It's not just for women. A lot of men are using this for incontinence, jock itch, foot fungus. The graphene strip, I take it out sometime. I'm a disabled vet. I got lower degenerative joint disease. I got migraines. You know, Tadiq was saying all these things us veterans deal with. I take the strip and put it on my temples when I get a headache,
Mm.
and it helps to reduce it. I put it on my back. My pain level was so high, my wife can take those overnights and wrap me up like a mummy. I kid you not. Being a combat medic, being in the field, I used to have foot fungus and jock itch. I took those liners and put them on the inside leg of my underwear because what? The tea tree oil, the peppermint oil, the frankincense, and all them little chemicals and stuff they gave to pharmacy, betadine or whatever, they just weren't working. It would come right back. I put this stuff on, it's gone. The next thing, if you are what you eat or put on your body, your skin is the largest organ of your body. So when women are putting something on or in their body and it heats up to their body temperature, all that chemicalization, all of that bleach, all of those toxins turn into a chemical called dioxin. You can Google dioxin, WebMD, go to Google, whatever. It says a chemical that's more harmful than arsenic or cyanide. So, Taniqua, if we're going out to lunch tomorrow and have a salad, you may put a
Mhm.
little salt and pepper to taste, but how much arsenic or cyanide would you add to your diet if you knew it was there?
None.
Okay, but here's what happens: turn on your TV and you
Mhm.
look at a lot of the companies out there, and what they're basically saying, we're creating products that we know are harmful to women. But once the woman is suffering, then she got to go get the pharmaceuticals. So if you're having bad cramps, the Midol, the Bufferin, the Aleve, the Pamperin. If you got a yeast infection or bacterial vaginosis, they got the Monistat. They got the, is it Vagisil? That's for babies, right?
Yeah. No, no,
Okay,
no. That's for women.
for women too. But guess, think about it. The same companies make baby diapers. And
Mhm.
so when the baby got that little rash on their bottom, then they
Mhm.
got that little diaperine. It's the same chemical. Then when a woman gets a yeast infection, they got those chemicals. When our women get older and go through menopause or start having incontinence, the tenor, the depends, the because, look up what they're made of. Recycled wood pulp. That's a clinical way, a legal way of saying recycle trash, but we don't want to get sued. So now all of a sudden, I tell people if you took a cup and every time you used a sanitary napkin or tampon or a diva or menstrual cup, you put one drop into that cup, like popcorn, put a kernel of popcorn into the cup. So if a woman has a 5 day cycle and using those store bought products that you got to change frequently, you were basically putting 5 kernels of popcorn in that cup. In
Mm-hmm.
about 90 days, that cup is going to be full. And so now every time you put something in there, it's going to run over.
Mm.
And here's what they don't tell you: dioxin stays in a woman's bloodstream for 7 to 10 years.
Wait,
So she
you
not
said
only,
step. Hold on. Don't
yeah,
slide past that, Mr. James. Don't slide past that. You said 7 to 10 years.
so your 10-year-old daughter that's starting to have a cycle,
Uh-huh.
if she's using recycled trash products and it's putting chemicalization into her system, it absorbs in her bloodstream and it stays there for 7 to 10 years. So here's what I will admit: having never had a cycle, but we've got over 1 million customers and we get testimonies every day. Most women will say what they notice when they're using this trash is their cycle starts to change. It gets heavier. The flow gets heavier. The actual look, the blood starts getting darker, right? It's backed up in there. It's not fresh new blood. Rain has made a product that's 8 layers on most of the moderate, the heavy, and the overnight. It's all breathable. It's cotton infused paper, and it's made a sandwich. We wrapped it around a baby safe polymer that's made out of avocado, like in a baby's diaper.
Mm-hmm.
And then we wrapped it again in cotton infused paper. So basically, our pads were designed to absorb 10 times more than a normal pad. So when Taniqua was saying, don't leave home without it, it's like your American Express. But guess what? You don't need to change as often.
Mm-mm.
We have 6 different products. There is a moderate flow for light days, a heavy flow for heavier days. Because, some women start off light, then they get heavier, then they go back to light.
It's my
Then
moderate.
the moderate flow, right, for light days. And then there's the overnight, that one right there, which is a lot of people's favorite. And it comes in there's 2 different needs for it. A lot of women wear it overnight because when they're sleeping, they're on their back or their side, and they usually have those accidents. And you see your wife or somebody in there moving the sheet, scrubbing the mattress. Well, this helps to prevent it. And then we have some larger frame young ladies that just need more coverage, from here all the way to the back. Now, what I will say is, here's the misnomer. A lot of women go to the store and they'll buy that 24 pack of Always, and they'll say, well, it's $12.99 on sale. I said, how long did that pack of 24 last you? Right? If you got a 5-day cycle and using 5 a day, you've gone through the whole pack.
Mm-hmm.
And the bad part is you were wet, you were nasty, you was funky the whole time, and you're totally uncomfortable. Now we introduce a rain product. You have to do your own research. You have to do your own trial and error. Everybody's body is different.
Mm-hmm.
Some young ladies will start off and have a 5-day cycle, and the first day is light, the last day is light. The middle 3 days are heavy. Some women start off, boom, first 3 days are heavy, and then it dwindles down. It's just what you have to do. But the testimonies that we have, women using these products have to change less frequently. So what I suggest is buy the moderate, buy the heavy, buy the overnight, and buy the green pack, the panty shield. So as your flow changes, hey, my wife wears them every day.
I
Okay.
love them.
Detox the box, keep that thing smelling good. Here's the key thing you got to understand. Women think we're only talking about menstrual health. If you
Mm-hmm.
are 25 years old, your cycle started at 10, you've got 15 years of buildup of metabolic waste in your system. If you don't use that graphene infused strip, and you'll notice every one of our products is infused with that graphene strip. That pink strip detoxes your body. I ask women all the time, do you eat off of dirty dishes? They go, what's that got to do with anything? I said, you wash your dishes. Do you detox the box? And people say, well, I'm past that age. I don't have a cycle anymore. If you still have a vagina, you need to keep it clean. My mother told my sisters, wash as high as possible, wash as low as possible, and wash possible as often as needed. Every woman has to decide about her menstrual health and hygiene. But at the same time, the chemicals you put on your hair, the dyes, the shampoos, the relaxers, are designed by the same companies to put metabolic waste and chemicals in your body, right? This helps you to detox that out of your body. Back to you, Taniqua.
I listen. You was on a roll, Mister James.
I get passionate about it.
I know. And so for those of you who are just tuning in, we are talking about the Rain Feminine Hygiene products, and we're talking about women's health and why the products that we use that are infused with the graphene strip that are helping with your body to help take out all of the unnecessary and unwanted trash and stuff that we've been putting in our body when using these feminine hygiene products that are made of recycled materials. But then also not eating right, not drinking enough water, and making sure that we're hydrating properly also causes all of these things to happen. But because of the graphene material that's in there to help detox the body, that's the reason why it's important for us to make sure that we're talking about women's health in its totality. So as a Rain ambassador, I wanted to make sure that I'm bringing this information to you because, you know, we don't like to close hold any information. So I have to bring one of my experts, Mr. James Smith. And I know you're probably looking, I know I said this already, but you're probably looking like, what does this man know about it? But if you were watching earlier, he was saying that it's not just used for women, but also men can use it as well. And they use it for different reasons. Like he said, when he had a headache, he took the strip out and he can rub it on his head and it helps to reduce his headache. Men use it for jock itch. So it's not just materials that's used mainly for women, although I'm assuming that in the beginning it was originally designed for that.
Exactly.
However, we are want to bring you this product to make sure that you understand that we're looking at the health of women and we're trying to help educate and reduce the uptick of uterine cancer and other health issues that women face as they're going through life. And so to know that you said something that was very instrumental, Mr. James. You said that the recycled materials that we put in our body when we first start our menstrual cycle, if we're thinking back to, I will be honest and tell you that I remember I was 9 years old. And so to know that if that stuff lasts in your body for 7 to 10
And
years,
you,
7 to 10 years. So if you're using products that are made of recycled material, which some of the products that are on the market do, then those things are causing issues, and it's getting the chemicals and everything from the recycled materials are getting into your body and staying in your bloodstream for 7 to 10 years. And that's just with one or two uses. So if you figure if we have a regular routine monthly cycle, we're adding on years every time we use them every month. That's scary.
and so Rain came out, we started talking about the use of tampons. So if you think putting something on your body is harmful, what about putting that same recycled material in your body? If you go to YouTube, there's a thing called Supermodel Lauren Wasser, and she talks about losing both of her legs, having them amputated from having gangrene set in. Since that came out, and she's become a live spokesperson against the use of tampons. And the Senate and the Congress of the United States mandated that on all tampon packages now, just like cigarettes and alcohol are poison and they put the poison, this may cause cancer,
Mm-hmm.
on tampons says number one cause of toxic shock. So we're talking about menstrual, we're talking about toxic shock, polycystic ovarian syndrome. We're talking about all of these different challenges that are being thrust on our women by corporate America with the intent of harming our women so they can sell the pharmaceutical solution to the problem. Their solution. Watch
Yep.
TV, look at the commercials, whether it's, and I'm not going to mention any names, but you get tired of seeing all the different companies and they have lawsuits. Every time they come out with a new product at 8 o'clock and they do a commercial, at 8:15, they say, and yes, because we've introduced this product, and feminine health and hygiene is not FDA regulated in any way. They can put out there whatever they want and make false claims. The next commercial says, well, now because we've put recycled trash pads on the market, we've already put $7 billion in by lawyers. So anybody that has a negative effect, you don't even have to file a lawsuit. Just include your name in the class action lawsuit that was required to be filed before we could launch this product.
So, oh, Mr. James, it's a lot, and I know we talked extensively over the course of the last years, and we have been, like I haven't been pushing and pushing and pushing, but I just want to make sure that everybody understands the importance of women's health, and so I know I didn't ask you to, but could you do a demonstration for us? Are you able to do a demonstration for us?
I'm not able to do one right now, but I tell you what I can do. If
What
you
you
look at the rainpads.charity, let me switch gears. Taniqua just started a fundraiser for her organization to be able to raise money to help people in her community. On that link, there's a video that has the demo. Or I can go to another site and pull up a wet dry demo and put it on here that people can take a look at.
And I think I've shared the demo a couple of times so people can see. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up one of these so you can so they can see. I'm sacrificing one of my pads, Mr. James, so they can
Okay.
see. So I don't know if y'all can see, if everybody can see. My light is a little off, but you see the graphene strip here. And so I'm gonna hold it up, Mr. James, if you can describe it as I'm
Okay.
holding it, so that way they
Give me
know
half
what
a second. I was copying this video. Okay. I'm
he
back.
gonna he
Go
gonna
ahead and
send it
hold it
to.
up.
Okay.
Okay. So what you see here is a panty liner with no wings. It's the light panty shield. Basically, it's cotton infused paper. You'll see that it's stitched around the edge to help absorb. And that pink strip inside is our graphene infused strip. Graphene is an element of carbon. Okay. So it
Mhm.
started off just like charcoal. But what happens is two scientists in Manchester, England, took carbon and put it under the microscope, and they shaved it down from 400 atomic layers in density. That's called graphite, right? So graphite is a carbon element. They shaved it down from 400 atomic layers to 10. If you see those little crisscrossing black lines, that's the actual graphene in those pads. Now, this panty liner, thanks to Niqua, that panty liner is for women to use on a daily basis when they're not on their cycle. Now, some women, a couple days before they have drips, a couple days after. Aunt Toots is 93 years old and she uses this product. And she said, every time I laugh, joke, sneeze, or think too hard, something is shooting out of somewhere. Now, she started with that one because there's 30 in that pack, but she's
Yes.
finally gone up to the heavy because it's very absorbent. It's not thick. It's very thin. If you saw the size of that, our
Mhm.
women have said, guess what? It's almost like we're not wearing anything.
Mhm.
So the white pack is almost that same exact product, but we added wings. The
Yes.
wings, you can loop it under the undergarment and hold it into place. It was actually designed because a lot of our young girls that were athletic, so they're playing basketball, soccer, whatever, they're swimming. They want to use tampons because they don't want to have an accident. They're already wearing them little athletic shorts. So we designed that product for people not to have to use with instead of a tampon. Now, I will say this, our pads are so absorbent, you cannot wear them and go swimming. I was
Mhm.
teaching a high school class one time, and I said, if we put 8 girls in a moderate pad up on the end of the gym and they all jumped in the swimming pool, by the time they got halfway through, they'd look like the Michelin man. They probably absorbed all the water out of the pool. Okay. And I know I'm joking and being facetious, but these pads actually absorb. And I
Yes.
put a link right here in the video, Hannah Smith at jewelpads.com, why jewel. And if you click on that link, do it in your spare time, some of your homework, some of your research, it will show a wet dry demo where we actually put 50 milliliters of water onto the moderate or heavy pad. Why 50 milliliters? The reason is because our medical advisory board with Dr. Tyrone Malloy, when we developed this product, he said that on average, a woman exudes 50 milliliters of feminine flow on a daily basis. Now, if you did that in 24 hours, that would be called a light day. 12 hours would be a moderate day. If you did it in 6 hours, that would be a heavy day. If you did that in a couple of hours, that is a super, super heavy flow. You probably need the overnight pads. What you'll notice is as you go through the different products based on the severity of your flow, I always tell women like this: you didn't get to this point in 30 days. If you've had a cycle for 2 or 3 years, you've noticed the change in your cycle. Now, go back and let's heal. Let's recover your body from all the damage you've put it through. So you may start on the overnight, the black pack, or you may start on the heavy. And then you may, after 30 days, when you notice that the color is lightening up and it's new blood, not backed up blood, you may notice that the flow is not as heavy. You may notice the days are decreasing. Stick on your experiment using your product to help regulate your flow. I have a story. One of my business partners, when I met her, and she was military as well, I happened to see her at the store and I walk up to her and I said, "Are you all right? Are you okay?" Because she looked like she was anemic and about ready to pass out. And being military, we got that joke. She said, "What am I, your recessor and a dummy?" I said, "Hopefully not." But I was an Army medic and I did work all the wards. So I did work OBGYN and I know the signs and symptoms. Plus, being married and having 3 daughters and 4 granddaughters, I've had to go to the store and get the wrong color pack when I come home and get sent back. All right.
Mhm.
So you have to get involved. But my business partner, when I met her, she was on day 7 of a 21-day cycle.
Wow.
She was flowing so heavy, she was using 2 super pads, that black pack, and 2 super tampons. And she was having to change every 2 to 4 hours. In fact, I gave her the heavy pack and I gave her the green panty shields. I said, wear this heavy pack and then the panty shields when you're not on your cycle to start pulling some of that metabolic waste, that
Right.
dioxin out of your system. Taniqua, she called me back in 3 days. She said, "You know what your pads did to me?" I said, "Oh God, I'm going to jail, right? Leg fell off or something, right?" She says, "No, my cycle completely stopped in
Wow.
3 days." I'm saying, "Did I do that?" She said, "Don't believe it. It stopped." She said, "But here's what happened bad. I was using the store-bought panty liners because my mother said as a female, I should always wear panty liners, even if I'm on my cycle or not,
Mhm.
just to stay protected, right?"
Mhm.
She said, "I put on the store-bought because the green pack was so pretty, I was going to save it for stocking stuffers." She said,
Yeah.
within 2 hours of putting on the store-bought panty liners, my cycle came back on full hemorrhaging. I said, "Yeah, because your cup runneth over. You had
Right.
built up all that metabolic waste in your system. And as soon as you put that on, like introduces like, it started." I said, take it off, throw it away, and put the heavy back on. And about 4 hours later, her cycle, she called me and said, "My cycle went back to normal. You know what I mean?" I said, "Really? I don't know what your normal is, but thank God." And then
Yeah.
she put on the panty shields. That was in like March. So 21 days. On day 7, she lost 11 days the first month. By
Mm.
April, she lost 7 days. In May, she called me and said, "Guess what? My cycle is 4 days. I
Yep.
want to be a business partner, a distributor." Her website is called happyperiods.com. It comes, it flows, it goes. I'm a happy camper. She said she had not had an accident since she was like in her 20s. And here she was, 40 some years old, 42, 43 at the time, having accidents. In fact, when she ordered some more product from me, because I had just given her a pack of the heavy and a pack of, she said, "I need more of these because I've been taking these products into my house." One daughter is dealing with polycystic ovarian syndrome. One daughter is dealing with toxic shock. And we were doing our research, and the only thing we had in common was the type of pad we were using. And
Mm.
they had got to the extreme where they was going to make homemade pads out of diapers and cotton and whatever. She said, "I'm a realtor. I'm on the street all day long. I don't have time to be generating and making this own product."
Right.
The 4th month, her husband called me back and said, "I love you, man." I'm like, "Uh-oh, what happened?" He said, "February has 28 days. My wife was having 3 days of PMS in a 21-day cycle, and 3 days after, there was just one day, and she said, 'Oh no, you still on the couch in the doghouse. I need to relax.'" But now she's one of my most avid business partners, and we travel everywhere, anytime. I've done over 150 Zooms, business health and wellness seminars. And my passion and my challenge, this is a ministry because I want to reverse the harm that they're doing to African American women in our community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So a couple of things while you were talking, I had dropped down and I had one of my sisters share the link that you posted in the private chat. So it's there on the live for those of you who are watching there on Facebook. It's on the Facebook link that has the video that Mr. James was talking about. And as a user and distributor, I will tell you that of course we always like to try before we buy, right? That's normally what we do as women, unless it's something that we absolutely love. We just want to impulse and buy because we're very as we get older, we question our health, we're questioning doctors, we're questioning all these things. But I will tell you from my personal experience and everybody that I've talked to, and like Mr. James says, there is proven testimonials of women that have used these products, and I absolutely love this. I am an avid panty liner girl. I love wearing the panty liners. And like you said, I noticed that my cycle went from a 10-day and I'm now at a 4-day. And it's routinely 4-day. I do know that during a time when I had a break and I didn't have any of the rain pads, my cycle went back to full blown 10 days. And so it does make a difference. But then knowing the toxins and things that you're putting into your bloodstream by using these products, you want to make sure that you're taking care of your health. So I noticed I was very sluggish. I was very irritable. I had constant headaches because my mom will tell you, I don't know if she's still watching, but I was a migraine sufferer, and they come and go here and there, but it is nowhere near as intense of if you have had migraines and you know you have to turn the lights off, any loud noises bothers you, anything that causes you to have these migraines, these products have helped reduce and almost eliminate those those migraines were just coming like somebody took a hammer and was beating on one side of the head and then beat me in the back of the head. So that's the reason why I'm a avid spokesperson for these products, because it really helps. And I'm grateful that I was able to come across. I don't even know how we met. I just know that, I've been using the products and it's helpful. And so I wanted to make sure that I am sharing. Thanks, Mom. I'm sharing with all of you as well. And so we want to make sure that we get these products into every household. And so I want you to do me a favor because, like Mr. James said, we're doing a fundraiser. And so the fundraiser is not for us to we're not here just to make money, but we want to make one, educate you. Two, we want to make sure that you get in these products to make sure that you are taking care of your health and well-being, because we want you to be healthy. And three, the funds that we're receiving are to help the community projects that we have going on. But the most important is you. We want to make sure that we are educating you. We want to make sure that we are getting these products to you, because this is of utmost importance. I know I see some of you coming in, dropping off, coming in, dropping off, coming in, dropping off, and that's perfectly fine. But we want to make sure that as you come in, that you are getting the meat and potatoes of why we're here and why we're doing what we're doing, because it's about making sure that you are the healthiest version of yourself. So why not start with you today?
So in the comments, we have the same jot form that's scrolling across the bottom of the page,
Mhm.
rainpads.charity/women achieving victory everywhere. That is Taniqua's nonprofit. When you go on that link, you can purchase the pads, right? And we ship them directly to you. But I don't want you to be thinking about just yourself. I want you to think about all the women in your sphere of influence, right? As Taniqua said, not only is this going to help her nonprofit organization, it's a community outreach of education and awareness to our women, right? And the product is shipped directly to you. I had a meeting with Tuskegee. We went down to Tuskegee and we had 300 women of color sitting in the room. And I took out a long 8-foot table and I said, anybody that has a product they always like to use or that they're comfortable with, bring it up on the table. We're going to lay it out. and we're going to put the comparable rain product, whether it's the moderate, the heavy, or the overnight, and we're going to put 50 milliliters of water to simulate the feminine flow. If you look at the jewelpads.com why link that I put up there earlier, basically what
Mhm.
you'll see is a video. And Taniqua, you have yours. Is it taniquamatthews.jewelpads.com?
Yes,
Okay.
I think so. Don't quote me on that, Mr. James,
I
because I'm
should have
getting
pulled it
old.
up.
I'm getting old, so I don't remember. But let me
Older
see.
and
I'm getting older. Let me see. Hold on, Mr. James. Let me see,
let me
because I
just look
have it.
real quick. I'm gonna test it just a second.
Okay.
You know,
Hold
I'm getting
on,
older.
ladies and gentlemen. Let me see. Oh, you know what? I might be able to pull it up on the screen,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
I think I can pull it up on the screen so we can do the demo. Hold on, because I really want them to see this
Yep.
because it's
That's
very
it.
important.
Okay.
Um, hold on, hold. Mm, I think we can do this. Hold on. Am I sideways again? Okay, hold on. Let me see. I don't know how to add it to the screen. Let me see if I can do this.
Just a second. I made a boo boo here. I put two of the HTTPS in there.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Okay.
If I,
So
we're trying to figure this out so we can show y'all this demo because we want you to
yeah,
see this is very important. Let me see. And I did put Mr. James on the spot.
that's okay. I've been on the spot before. So how do we take that link and do a? You see the taniquamatthews.jewelpads.com?
Uh,
Let me do
no,
this. Hold on.
okay,
Wellness.
okay,
And
hold
then we're
on.
going to come down and do this video. See when I do it on Facebook, I know how to. Just a second.
Oh, let me see if I can show it. I don't know how to show
Yeah.
it. Let me see if I can
Okay.
do the.
So there's the link to the video,
Okay.
and it's the 50 milliliter cup challenge. I don't know how to screen share like we do with Facebook on
Okay, hold
screen
on.
share.
Let me see. Let's see. Because I'm sideways again. So hold on. Let me take myself off the camera. You
Get your
continue.
swerve on. But for those who can't see it, if you just go to the chat, you see the YouTube video, and it basically shows the 50 milliliter cup challenge. We put the 50 milliliters on the pad, let it sit for a minute or so, and then we put a red napkin on the top, and you see the napkin comes up completely dry. We do that at the same side by side with a store-bought product, and the napkin is soaking wet. After a while, we don't even have to do the store-bought product because everybody knows what soaking wet feels like. And if anybody has any questions, go ahead and put them into the chat. I see some comments. Yeah, Taniqua, you miss your name is spelled wrong. In the private chat, we got it right. TANIKWA Matthews.jewelpads.com. Mm-mm-mm. Stop cam settings. Comments. Okay, cool. Yep, Mom, we got it right. We know when you know how to spell a name because you named her. So thank you for your support.
Okay, I wanted to make sure that it was spelled right on my. Okay, it's spelled right there. It's spelled
Mom,
right.
Mom wasn't having it. She said it got to be spelled right.
I know. My mom is she's so sweet. I love her. I love her. I don't know.
And then you see the link right there, the YouTube video.
Yeah, I
That's
think what I'm gonna
actually
have to do is I'm gonna do a separate post after the live, and I'll have to work with StreamYard to figure out how to actually to share the link.
share
And so
screen.
I'll make a share the screen because that's something I'm not familiar with on StreamYard yet. But I do have a water demo. I think all of the videos are on my Women Achieving Victory page. And so for those that are watching on YouTube, I will make sure that I publish that on YouTube as well so you can see those links as well. But I really want to make sure that we show that because that is extremely important because once you see those videos, it will definitely make you think about what you're buying in the store and make you, we read labels when it comes to our food. We read labels when it comes to spending our money on different products. Why not read labels when it comes to our health? So we want to make sure that we're educating you on those products as well. So that's really all that I had.
Well,
Did
let me
I
just
miss
make one more
anything?
comment. On the TaniquaMatthews.jewelpads.com, when you go there,
Mm-hmm.
you can see information about the fundraiser. So if anybody has an organization of their own that's a nonprofit with an EIN number, and they also are tired of selling Girl Scout cookies and popcorn, and they want to raise money for their organization, you can get back with Taniqua. I'm just saying I'm overweight. I get on the scale from all these little fundraisers I'm doing, and I be popcorned out. But that's available. We also get
Yes.
into the community and do educational awareness platforms, right?
Mhm.
So if you have, I'm working with the Deltas, the AKAs, the Divine Nines, several different military, several different veterans organizations. And that's why I'm so proud and happy to be working with Taniqua because she's a leader in her community and she's got her hands in everything going on. And I'm just trying to encourage and support her. If you have a young lady in your community now, not the ones going out for crab legs, not the one eating a red lobster, but if you know somebody that cannot afford $6 for a pack of pads, if you get with Taniqua, we'll make sure between us that we can get her a pack of pads to try. But we want to hear a testimony back. So on her website, TaniquaMatthews.jewelpads.com, there's the fundraiser, there's videos for educational awareness. There's also a list of testimonies what women are saying about these products. And the last thing I'm going to put in the chat is womensvoices.org. Um, it is a organization that's international. And this organization has done all the research on all the different products, different types of products. They have things like what are toxic products? Why are these products toxic? Why are they being sold in the United States? The United States allows chemicals and stuff to be sold, whether it's the Johnson and Johnson Roundup, talcum powder, whatever. Other countries that we're working with, like Nigeria, Kenya, Liberia, Ghana, they won't even allow you to sell those products on their market. Um,
Wow.
the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation did a fundraiser 2 years ago, and they took all the toxic products that were being produced that were not passing the inspection, and they sent them to Africa. In Kenya, the women said, we don't want these products because we're having vaginal burns from the chemicals, how many harsh chemicals in these products. It leads to a lot of miscarriages. It leads to a lot of ovarian cancer. When I was saying back to Tuskegee, I forgot that to close that point out. 300 women, we took all the products they had, whether it was Honey Pot, Cora, Dove, Rael, Always, and we laid them on the table. And my challenge to those young ladies was I'm going to put 50 milliliters to represent feminine flow on both products. We put the napkin on each one of the two. One was totally soaking wet. The other one's completely dry. I said, so which product do you want to use? And the challenge was give me the product that you've been using in your purse, and I'll give you the equivalent in a rain product. We gave out 78 packs of pads. So we're
Wow.
working in schools, we're working in churches, nonprofits, women's groups. So get back with Taniqua, ask any questions you may have. She is just an active distributor that's out there working in her community, trying to do everything that we can do together to educate our women.
Yes, yes, yes. So we posted the links, we shared the information with you. For those of you who missed the portion of it, do me a favor, go back and watch the replay and comment and let us know how you feel about the products. If you need those products, I am available. You can reach out to me by DM. I'll put my information up there. If you didn't see the post where I shared about how to link in, you can connect with me multiple ways. I'm local. I'm here most of the time. I know I'm traveling on the road a lot, but trust and believe, if you reach out to me, you need these products, I will make sure that you get them. And if you order directly from the company, like Mr. James said, they will come directly to you. I do have a few samples remaining from when I did the back to school, and there were a lot of ladies that were there that were very excited about those products as well. Thank you for that, Mr. James, because they were very excited, and I was speaking with them about those products because, like you said, some start as early as 9. Some young ladies start their menstrual cycle as early as 9. I know I was 9 years old when I started mine. And so we don't want it to continue to keep moving back 7, 8. And in some countries, it's as young as 7 or 8. But we not want to educate them on what it is to look for, but then to make sure that they have something that's going to help them, because we don't want them to have toxins and chemicals in their body for 7 to 10 years because we're not educated on the things that are going to be helpful for them and for their feminine growth throughout life. So we want to make sure that we get these pads in every single household. That's the goal, is to make sure that we get these pads in every single household and that you're educated about what you're using, not just using something because we say it's good for you, not just using it because somebody else said it's good for you. We want to hear what you think about these products because we know what has happened as a result of them producing these products, and we want to make sure that you're healthy and you're not putting and adding more chemicals in your body from using feminine hygiene products, because we're already putting chemicals in our body from the food that we eat, the water that we drink, and all the environmental exposures that we're exposed to every day. So the more that we can put these products in your hands, the better. So that's all I have. I don't know if
So
you
in,
had
in
anything else.
closing, yep.
What else
In
did I
closing,
forget?
I want to challenge every participant on this call to get the link and share it with every woman that you know, every organization, every pastor, every church, every sorority, whether you're an AKA, whether you're a Delta, whether you are, what else did I miss? The Zetas, whoever.
The Zetas, the SG Rose.
Hey, listen, I did a survey and there was over 180 different sororities and fraternities in the United States that are Greek organizations, right?
Mm-hmm.
We will come to you. If you look at the video on taniquamatthews.jewelpads.com and you are inspired and passionate as we are, and you want to put together a health and awareness informational challenge, we'll start off with another Zoom or another, what is this called?
StreamYard. We can do
StreamYard.
either. Because
Yeah,
we can
all the
record. We
same.
can record on here too. We can
Right.
record on Zoom
So
or on
we'll
StreamYard.
start off with that. And as you pique the interest and build, we'll come to your church. Last but not least, I'm working with Dr. Lamar Price. He's an iridologist. We can actually come and do an eye scan called an iridology scan. It's $300, but he will be your doctor for life. And he can do a non invasive diagnosis of everything that's happening in your body. And his intent on doing that is not to sell you a prescription drug, right? I take echinacea with golden seal, cascara sagrada, mullein. I do the apple cider vinegar and orange juice every day. And, I know I look 63,
Mr.
but I
James.
don't feel it. And being retired airborne ranger with 67 jumps, I can feel, I don't have to go do an anatomy and physiology class. I can feel every bone in my body. The lady said, "You crazy, jumping out of planes hurt you." I said, "It wasn't the jump that hurt me. It was the
No,
landing."
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And for the military types, Tanika is doing a lot of things with girls in basic training and different things like that. When they constantly go to the field, women, look,
Huh.
as a combat medic, I used to have to go in my aid bag and rip out those field dressing and bandages and
Yes.
say wrap, tuck, and tie, because people forget.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have an accident. It's really poor prior planning, right? In my hall closet, my supply closet, I got the 24 pack of Cottonelle. In my personal one in the bathroom, I got the 8 pack, and I always make sure I got 2 packs. As a man, I don't want to run out. As a woman, make sure you're educating the women in your sphere of influence. Not that we're trying to sell you on something, but if you can get a Toyota Corolla or a Bentley for the same price, when we went to Nigeria and introduced this product, the Ministry of Health said this is a medical device that helps to regulate and improve women's health. So we're
Yes.
opening up all 50 states, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, Guam. We're now going into Brazil, Canada. We're working with Colombia. We're working with Nigeria, Liberia, Ghana, Dubai. And all of that comes from recommendations. So the question is, who do you know that wants to be comfortable and dry and have a healthier, safer feminine health and hygiene?
I like it. I like it a lot. Thank you so very much. I'm just going to echo what Mr. James said and encourage you to share with every woman that you know. It may not be school, it may be someone at work. We have products. I know when I go to my military duty, what I like to do is I like to have samples and I put them in the bathroom. And then I've had people come to me and pull me to the side and ask me questions about the products and different things and how they can purchase, because we again, we want to educate, we want to make sure that you have what you need. But I want to encourage you, and I like to give you all homework on my lives, and my homework for you is I'm going to first put the link so you can see the 50 milliliter challenge. I'm going to put that I'm going to put that in this live once the in the comments once the live ends, but I'm also going to make a separate post for that. But then I want to encourage you to share the information with as many women that you know. And once you've shared it with at least, I know you know at least 50 women, and shared it with at least 50 women, then just let me know that you've done so. So I want to challenge you to challenge yourself to make sure that you're pushing this out. And so I want to actually give someone who shares the 50 out. I can do that, right, Mr. James? I can do
Yep,
that, right?
yep, yep, yep.
So I want to give to those that share out, because I believe in giving back, and I want to make sure that you are getting something as a result of sharing this information as well, because it's not for us to close hold. We don't want to just make sure that we're taking care of us, our four, and no more. We want to educate the masses. So thank you, Mr. James. I appreciate you for taking my last minute request and being able to join me and share as much education as you can, because I really truly believe you are a wealth of knowledge. You've helped me out greatly when it comes to using these products and having this information, because had it not been from our interaction, I would not have been able to know all of the things that I know, and I could possibly be putting toxins in my body still. I'm thinking about all the years I still have left to remove some of them toxins that's been in there since my cycle started at 9. But at least now I know better. So now we know better, we'll do
We
better.
do
So
better.
I thank you again for your time and your patience. And I'm going to give you a call tomorrow, so we can talk about a couple of things that I have. As you were talking, I was taking some notes, and I want to talk to you about some things that I have in my mind. But I thank you all for joining this live. It has truly been a very interesting and wonderful topic. I pray that you will share this live out with as many people as you can, and we're expecting for you to move on this challenge, because it is very important for us to make sure that we're educating one another and we are helping one another, because we want to promote good women's health. I pray that you have a wonderful winning Wednesday on purpose. God bless you and have a great night.